The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Hump day!
Hump day!
It is Wednesday, right?
Yes.
All right, I got it right. Look at live at Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, where there are two people walking across the turf there, where it is 83 degrees and cloudy. The high today is 85. The low is 69.
2 pumps is good. 3 pumps get you fine, right, Chris? That's Chris in the
Yes,
back.
sir.
He is Nate Newton. This is my boy, Kurt Daniels. That is Shannon Gross. I am What happened? Salt and
That's
pepper.
his boy, 3 Pump Kurt.
Let's go, baby.
That's the new name.
I am Salt and Pepper Poppy. Together, we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People
Feel.
when we speak.
Show is brought to you each and every day by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. I'm good. I got
Okay. Well, 3 Pump Kurt.
Oh, Kurt. Well, I hate to start the show off on a somber note, but I don't want to do this at the end of the show because I think it's a very important day that a lot of people kind of forget or don't remember or recognize. 9/11. We talk about it every year, where we were at, what we were doing, and I think as time passes, you forget how galvanizing that moment, especially in today's world, the political atmosphere, the way everybody's, at each other's throat, no matter what you believe or who you believe in, or, if you even believe in political world at all. But it seems like everybody's so far apart right now. And just, 23 years ago? Is that how long it's been? I think.
More than that.
There's a whole, no, I think it was
23?
I think it was 23.
2001.
Yeah. So, there's a whole generation that, doesn't even know about that, right? And we all lived it. So just want to take a minute to say, hey, remember, I know there's people that had people that lost loved ones and people they knew, and just don't ever forget. And if you were around during that time, hopefully at some point we can get back to some resemblance of, if you weren't around, it was everybody had an American flag on their car. Everybody, you felt really close for at least a couple weeks, right? You felt like a really, I guess, no matter your differences, everybody came together for a little bit. And I think that's really important to remember, our country and what we've been through and how resilient we are, because everybody thinks this is a lot of people think this is a terrible time. That was truly a terrible time, and we got through it. We bounced back, and some people would say we're stronger after. And just wanted to put that out there and just say, hey, let's remember what happened today, and let's not ever forget about it. So, anybody else got anything else to say about that? Now that I've kind of started the show off on a somber note.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk football. Where were you at, by the way?
I just had a late start today.
Oh, okay. That's excusable.
I just got I got no excuse. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Nate was like, let's just start and then we'll just kind of have fun until he gets here. I said, we did that for 16 minutes yesterday without even trying. So this won't be a.
I just,
You don't have to explain.
Yeah.
Nate might have outshirted you today.
What did he
Not very many days Nate outshirts you. He's got his HBCU Legacy Bowl college Black College Football Hall of Fame shirt on.
Yeah.
And you have, what is yours? A to Z Sports?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's yours? Never mind.
Never mind. No, I like the Fender one.
What is
like
yours?
that?
Fender.
It's a guitar.
Since
Guitar
1946. Yeah. They make the best.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it meant something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fender.
Yeah.
California.
No, it's a guitar brand.
Guitar brand,
guitar
bro.
brand. How are you guys today?
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Doing good?
Check the
Mentals and dentals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mentals and dentals are well.
I went to the Carolina Panthers men's dental.
Did you watch? Oh my goodness! I listen. I had to go back to 2023 because I couldn't watch no more of that. Oh my God! I had to go back to 2023. I was like,
Ask your boy, what did I say when I walked in here? Tell him what I said, Kurt.
You said either Carolina is either bad. Yeah. The Saints are pretty good.
no. I literally had to stop watching. I was like, I can't do no more of this. I gotta go find games 2023.
It's too funny.
Was it offense, defense, everything?
How do you open your season up?
Yeah, first play of the game.
How do you open your season up throwing into triple coverage for an interception?
Yeah.
This kid dropped back,
The kid he's talking about is Bryce Young.
and he threw that thing like he just knew.
And it wasn't even close.
It wasn't even close. I'm like, wow.
Do it with confidence in the triple coverage. So
He looked like somebody else doing training camp.
I know we're going to get into what Cowboys offense today.
Cowboys offense, Saints defense.
Saints defense,
yes.
but the Saints as a whole. Before we get into the defensive specifics,
Yeah, look, this is people right here. You know.
I want to.
Who dat?
Yeah, because everybody thought the Saints this was going to be a walk in the park, and the Cowboys was just going to stroll through them. I don't think Cowboy fans were prepared for what the Cowboys did in Cleveland, and I definitely know the Saints fans weren't prepared for the Saints scoring those kind of points.
47.
So, just watching what film you guys have watched. Should this be a walk in the park, or is there?
No, you have to pay attention to them. But just because of what they did, you have to pay attention to them. And I know they probably had like 80,000 screaming Saint fans. Was it at the Saints Stadium or was it at Carolina?
It was the Saints.
Was it in New Orleans?
And so I knew they had a collective. Who that? Who that? out there on that field. I mean, because I was looking at the field and I wasn't smart enough to do like Jesse, just revert back to some older film. I just kept watching it and could not believe it. It's like they could do nothing right. And even when they were successful, it was a penalty to call the ball back. And even when the Saints had a penalty, they did nothing with it. I was like, wow.
What do you think, Jess? Gonna be a walk in the park?
No. No. I think, and we'll dive, of course, more into it. But I think the Saints can cause enough headache to make the game competitive. I mean, I guess giving up my early picks of this week, will I pick the Saints to win this game? No, I won't. But it's one of those. It's if you don't come and take care of business, they can make enough plays to make your life a headache. And we all remember, the Arizona game last year. We all remember those games that we've been around. We've been around long enough. We've been doing this show together long enough to know we've talked about those games where the Cowboys were probably supposed to win those games, and they went in there and kind of laid an egg. Mm-hmm. So, they could be riding high off the game that they had in Cleveland, but this game against the Saints, they're going to have to play. They're going to have to play. Like, you can't have your offense stalling out in the second half of the football game like they get against the Browns. Like, you're going to have to play 4 quarters of football, but this is a very beatable team, but also this is the team that can make plays on you in every area of the game. Special teams, they got some good returners in Rashid Shaheed.
Be careful.
I know, right?
It's a tough one.
He's a good returner, punt returner, kick returner. They for everything that they talk about the quarterback car is, like, he can still throw the football.
Yeah.
Right? He can still throw the football. Taysom Hill's a Swiss Army knife. But
now, he might yell at his receivers after he throws the football.
He might.
And, even if it's his fault.
Alvin Kamara is still a playmaker. Chris Olave. Mm-hmm. But defensively, I'll say this, they got a guy on every level. Right? They got a guy up front.
R2.
Right. They got a guy on every level. Got a guy up front. Yeah. They got a guy in the linebacker position. They got a guy at corner. They got a guy at safety. So they have enough players that you got to play a good brand of football.
You know what worries me about this game is, it's only Wednesday. I'm sure I'll talk myself in and out of being worried, not worried, or worried by the time we get to Friday. Right?
That's your boy. That's my boy.
Yeah. But if I have a worry is, yes, like you said, Cowboys should take care of business, right? This should be a fairly easy game. But the Saints are very, especially the secondary, they're ball hawks, right? They take the ball away. They have interceptions. They did last year. This could be one of those games where you throw an interception in the wrong part of the field. Next thing you know, you're down 7-0. Or you're running away with it, and all of a sudden a takeaway here or a bad sack and you get in bad field position, and then all of a sudden it's a one-score game and some crazy things happen against the Saints, right? That's what worries me is if you don't put them away. If you let them hang around and something happens, a turnover here, a bad sack here, a fumble, interception, they could flip this game on you, and then you got to dig back out of it, and then can you? I think that's the one thing that really worries me.
What I think, and
I like how you started. What you think?
Yeah.
See?
What I
It's like therapy.
what I truly
think.
yeah what I truly think is they're even with us.
Really?
Because they're still trying to learn their team, but had a lot of success last week. We are still trying to learn our team, but we had a lot of success. I think they feel the same way. They can't slip on us, and we can't slip on them. This is not the same Saints team last year. They and I'm granted they're playing against the Panthers. They played with supreme confidence. If you look at the film, their defensive line is active.
Yep.
Chase Young, the veteran guy?
Cam Jordan.
These guys they moving. They're hustling. Now, all the sacks came from one guy. That was Alante, the nickelback. But they are moving. They are active. They are holding up blocks. They're linebackers, man. Davis is sweet. He never comes off the field. You got Matthew. He's sweet. These guys, they believe on defense now. They believe on defense now. I haven't looked at a lot of the offense play like Jesse has, but they got a package, man. And I don't think it's about whether – I think we'll have to earn the game is what I'm trying to say.
I agree with that.
I think we'll have to earn the game.
Because when you think about what they are defensively,
yes,
4-3 defense, and
true overs and unders.
What we talk about, what Zim does a lot with sometimes mugging guys up and wanting to create that confusion. I saw a lot of times on third downs they would play this. They played a couple different kind of wonky fronts where they would take 3 of their defensive linemen, play them on the left side of the center, right?
Right.
And
an overlook.
Then they'll take the backside and have one guy on the backside, and they may have the linebacker mugged up in there.
Number 6.
And then
Gay, yes.
At the end of it, the closest they'll switch, he'll swap over, guy back out. So they're trying to create confusion as well. I've seen it where they had some looks where you can kind of call it the amoeba defense, where they'll have they'll have their D tackle lined up head over the center, right, in that bear look, and they'll have 7 guys standing up around the line of scrimmage. So like literally stand up like in a track, not a track stance, but like in a receiver stance, like
right.
Who's coming, who's going, and at the snap of the ball, 5 may go, 2 will dart out and go play in coverage. They'll play multiple coverages in the back end. They'll play some one robber, meaning just man-to-man coverage. And even sometimes when they're trying to create this confusion up front, they'll play one robber in the back. And what they'll do is, so one robber is man-to-man coverage, right? Guys will be playing off, but they'll be playing off inside, looking in, kind of getting a good view of the receiver and the quarterback. And then at the snap of the ball, whoever has the 2 receiver side, then they'll take that guy, that robber, and he'll run underneath. So there's a 2 receiver side. He's going to run underneath, kind of trying to interact or intercept anything quick, any quick passes underneath to that 2 receiver side. So it's going to be imperative for whoever that number 2 guy is or that backside number 1 guy, when they're in those type of blitz looks, and they're trying to confuse the quarterback, got to win that one-on-one battle.
All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, more football on Hanging with the Boys.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year? The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboys fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. Go Cowboys!
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouth-watering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the second segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every day by blockchain.com. Thank you, blockchain.com. And 7-Eleven, why Jesse was late. He was pumping gas, getting his reward.
Number 8.
I tweeted out a picture of that today.
On pump number 8.
Yeah. My boy Darryl Brown, he gets gas on number 3.
Really?
Same thing as me.
That is so
He always
weird.
pumps on number 3 and always has to have the 0 at the end of the money total.
3, 5, and 8 pump show. That's what we got here.
Yeah.
7-Eleven
He gets a
teaming
flag.
up.
He gets a flag. He gets a flag.
7-Eleven is teaming up with Fanatics to give you, Kurt,
Yes.
the chance to be
Tell
a
me.
VIP at next year's Fanatics Fest from now until October the 29th. Use the 7 Rewards app at checkout to be entered for a chance to win when picking up products like Slurpee.
Stop.
Big gulp.
You can't be my boy doing that.
And taquitos. No purchase
You
necessary.
gotta stop this 2 days out of 3.
Terms
You done
apply.
did that.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, you did that.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
I didn't do that.
Slurpee the other day.
son.
Who did
All
it?
right.
No.
Okay.
Who did that one?
Well,
Yeah.
see you
Oh,
later.
Jesse did it. He tried to
Okay,
put it
stop,
on me.
man.
He put
You
it
can't
on
be
me.
my boy. You keep doing
No,
that.
I didn't do it. All right, so I have a I have
How
to.
are we still on the air?
I don't know.
Man.
I'm telling
Because
you,
we're not on the air. We're on the internet.
yeah, that's true. And I'm telling you, if we get got, it ain't gonna be for something that we.
I know.
It's gonna be something stupid, something real like low key that. One of us just isn't on the show anymore, and it's like, what happened? It's
gonna be a sponsorship deal.
We'll talk about it later. But yeah, it's not gonna be something stupid that we're like, oh, we really
They had
gonna
a
get in
good
trouble for
run.
this.
They had a good run.
If y'all knew how many shows that after we go off the air, when the mics go off, we're like, man, is Derek getting a call? Is legal calling? Is this person calling? All right, I have to bring this up on the show. I was going to wait till the third segment, but I want to be able to talk about it. So one of the 4 of us, I'll put Chris in there too. I'll put one of the 5 of us has a very hot opinion, and I would like to ask the other 4 people on the show if they are just all up on the Cowboys junk this year. The tweet reads as follows.
Okay.
It's really early. Like really early. This was today.
Yesterday.
Sorry, yesterday. But this Cowboys team has the players and potential to clean sweep the postseason superlative awards.
And I spelled superlatives correct.
He just gave himself away. I was going to ask you guys if y'all tweeted this, but Jesse tweeted this.
Was not me.
MVP, Dak Prescott. Defensive Player of the Year, Michael Parsons. Offensive Player of the Year, CeeDee Lamb. Rookie of the Year, DeMarvion Overshown.
I have to check that one.
Yeah, you do.
I do. Yeah,
not
he's not
technically a
eligible.
rookie.
I went NBA. I went NBA thought process on that one. So you can take him off that.
And Comeback Player of the Year, Trayvon Diggs. Am I bugging? So, one game in, the infamous Cowboy hater on this show,
All in, isn't he?
He has done maybe the biggest heel turn since The Rock.
Bro, they were killing me yesterday. People were like, blink 2 times if you're being held hostage.
Yeah.
They were like, who has Jesse's phone?
I seriously sent I sent that tweet this morning to Shannon and said,
I mean, one game.
Jesse has become computer.
Like they were, I was like, why are y'all doing this to me?
One game.
People were like killing me.
No, look, I don't.
At
Look,
least you
Nate's,
got a real hot take. The rest of them fools just be saying something.
Nate's like, welcome to the dark side.
But I was more shocked at the people who were like, I was more shocked at the people who were shocked that I said that. People were killing me like.
What do you have to say to those people that were killing?
Why are y'all doing this to me?
You know what? I don't disagree with you. By the way,
and we
after one game,
and we can replace DeMarvion with Carson. How about that?
Okay.
Or Nealon, whoever you want to put on there. But more so Carson, because I think he's going to actually catch those interceptions.
Yeah.
Going forward.
By the way, if you didn't see the sounds from the sideline this week, go watch it.
That's good.
It features basically Al Harris.
Yeah.
It's really good though. But seeing him interact with Trayvon before the game and then during the game, it's a really good one. So go check.
But
it out.
am I bugging? Do y'all think I'm bugging?
There's opportunities there. There's opportunities there.
I mean, Dak finished second last year, right? MVP voting. Micah's been flirting with the Defensive Player of the Year award for the last 2 seasons. CeeDee Lamb, if he continues this trajectory, right? What did he have? What did he finish with last year? Kurt's 1,700 yards.
Yes,
1,700 yards last year. I mean, you start flirting around with that 1,900, 2,000 yard mark, which why not, right?
1749.
1750. So if Dak is playing at the MVP level, and CDs continue to if he continues to take the next step, he can get around that 1,900 yard mark, right? Why not? I think Trayvon Diggs, he's already 1 interception in. He's 1 for 1 already this year.
Mm-hmm.
He puts about another 5, 6, 7 year interception type thing. He could be comeback player of the year.
I don't disagree with any of it.
I mean,
I just wondered, like, one game in, like I thought maybe if you were going to switch sides, you would have waited to week 6 or 8, but you right out of the gate.
But what I'm saying is that these awards, maybe outside of MVP, a lot of these awards are attainable. Here comes the hater side of me. A lot of these awards are attainable without having postseason success or having, gaudy regular season success. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you get where I think 9, 10, 11 wins this season, you could still find yourself in that conversation.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Well, thanks for sending that to me, Chris.
Yeah.
Because
they were killing me.
Oh yeah, they should have. They should have. Because you're the hater of this show.
Jesse, that's what I love about you. You try to be modest all the time, but you always looking for that hot take. You always got a little hot take. You can see it in the back of the
that's just for good engagement. I was thinking it, so I was like,
sometimes he just thinks what can I say to shock everybody today?
Yes,
good or bad?
Yes,
good or bad? How far can I push this?
Yeah.
Before I get that call. Before I get the call.
Before we know, he'll want computer on the show.
Yeah, just to throw us off.
Which we've had a couple fans say they want computer.
They want computer now. We got to bring it. Come on, computer.
No, computer. Don't come back until Chris calls you.
Listen,
we
fans.
might bring you back at some point.
Listen, fans, if that comes out of my mouth, ask Chris to shoot the wide angle because somebody has the gun under the table that's holding me hostage.
Okay,
that's not happening.
Mark that, Chris. Mark that.
We got to get him on.
What if we go to the NFC Championship game? Can we have him on then?
Oh yeah, we got to have him on. Computer, baby.
Will you allow him on the show then, Jesse?
Because he'll have some type of theory. He'll have some kind.
Oh, he's already got one after week 1. He called me for 30 minutes the other day. You know what's funny? He went through a dead spot, and I watched my phone like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
I just let it roll.
Right.
He ain't taking a breath. I came back. I don't know what he said for a minute and a half. He didn't even know he hit a dead spot. I didn't even say I lost you. I just let him go. Just let him roll.
You know what? He had, a reverse jinx on this certain player. I've been keeping my eye on him since he said it. The kid for Kansas City, Chris Jones is his name.
Yeah.
Oh, he don't play unless he play us. This dude been
killed
killing
him.
This dude been killing people
him.
ever since.
Helped him get to the Super Bowl after he
He
said
been
that.
killing folks. I'm like, you a reverse jinx, bro.
All right, so Nate, Kurt has a great question. He really wants it answered because he's put it on. Put it on the rundown 2 days in a row.
Have I?
Maybe 3.
Really?
And it's a great question. We just hadn't had time to get to it. So since we brought up Dak for what rookie offensive player of the year? MVP. Okay. He's been criticized for being unable to win big games, which I think we can all agree with that, right? So it doesn't get much bigger than maybe the opponent's level of play does, but the game doesn't get much bigger than signing a record-setting contract hours before the game, going into a very hostile, probably one of the top 5 most hostile environments in the NFL, and being a 2.5-point underdog. I mean, it doesn't get a lot bigger than that. Now your opponents, their play that out, but this was a big game. Is that considered a big game? Even though they won. Now, it's always a big game when you lose, right? When you win, it's like, well, yeah, you should have won that. And it wasn't a big game. But I mean,
this happened.
The
that
stage
happened.
was big.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh yeah, this was a big stage, especially with your past history and what happened in the playoffs. This was a big game on so many levels because remember they flopped against Green Bay, which that was a playoff game. We know that was a big game, but that is the history. No one trusts us in big games against so-called big opponents. Now, one game, we'll see 8 games in, we'll see where Cleveland at, and we'll see where the Cowboys at. But, we all sat here, even with your boy really had us losing, but they pulled it out. I mean, this is the Cowboy way. This is our fans. We can't ever win big enough.
Right.
And when we beat our opponent where majority of people, or the 50% of the people saying, Cowboys going to lose, and we win, it turns into, it's Cleveland. It's the same old Cleveland. Why has it got to be the same old Cleveland when we play?
Right.
Why can't it be the same old Cleveland when Pittsburgh play? You know what I'm saying? But we're never going to satisfy our fans, and I hate to use this word, unless they're in the Super Bowl. And that is the way this program from top to bottom has been ran. But I also have known a couple of coaches that come in and say, hey, it's a stair step. It's hard to do it. It's hard to do it in the NBA where you just walk into the league and just take the league by storm. It's always a process. And do we have players good enough to compete on a high level? I think so. But we got the Ravens. We got Detroit. We got teams that you can show the world that you're taking the right steps.
San Francisco.
Oh, the boombox crazies. Hey, show the world.
All right, this is going to be interesting to get your take because one, you got to plug your guy and try to get his value up for being MVP, and at the same time, I'm going to see how you balance this. Was this a big game?
Yes. This is the first game of your. This is the start of whatever goals you put up on the board, right? The team rooted, whatever you're rooted in, whatever whatever came along with that, right? You come out the gate, and for better or for worse, if you lose that game, all hell is breaking loose.
Jerry overpaid. Why'd he pay him? Should have let him go.
All hell is breaking loose. But the one thing I will say for Dak Prescott, and this has been the one constant about him. He has been one of the most mentally tough human beings we've seen, not just for this football team, in the league. And so it doesn't shock me or surprise me that a dude can go and sign the largest contract in NFL history and then turn around and have to play a game a couple hours later and do fairly well. He wasn't great, but do fairly well to help his team win a football game. But yes, this was a big football game. And we won't know what Cleveland is overall. We can just go off by what they were last year. If this year turns out that they're back to the old bad Cleveland Browns, that's fine. But week 1, you were considered one of the contending teams in this league. that your team was going to take that next step, and everyone's healthy. Like there's no real excuses early on. Everyone's healthy. Everyone still has the youthful enthusiasm about the season. Every week one, everyone's hopes and dreams, except the Carolina Panthers. Every 31 football teams in this league, week one, everything is still in front of you. So, yes, that's a big game because there's not one team, except the Carolina Panthers, who believe that their season can't end in them hoisting the Lombardi in New Orleans in 2025. And so, absolutely, it's a big game. Absolutely. And the Cowboys did what they had to do to win the opening game. Now, we can look back again 8, 9, 10 weeks from now and go, wow, okay, Cleveland either they're still a good team or they're so-so or they're a bad football team. And we'll take it for what it's worth then. But week one, absolutely. Big game.
What do you think, Kurt?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they, like you said, they were the underdog. They went into a hostile environment. A lot of drama, all this, that, and the other weighing on them. And I think Dak played, he wasn't a superstar that game, but he did what he had to do, didn't make mistakes. Yeah, he won a big game.
So were they truly throwing bones back on the field, talking about we're not the dog pound? But no, anyway, I'm just my own. I'm just taking up a computer, coming up with crazy stuff. I'm trying to defend him. Computer, I'm working for you. But, bruh.
Whatever happened to those sweatsuits the computer said he had for us? Remember those?
He probably sent them back. He probably sent them back when you cut them off.
Why you doing that, man?
Why you doing that? You know what I do? Computer, send 4. Me, Chris, Nate, and Kurt.
Why you doing that, Jesse?
You don't extend any olive branches. Like I was letting you on the show then, and you still ain't send them. So,
I thought y'all squashed this beef on Monday. What happened?
No, I'm just saying the one way to my heart is free stuff.
Wow.
Send some free stuff, man.
All right,
Send some free stuff.
Free stuff coming at you during this break, or at least free advertising.
Third downs. 1 for 10.
When we come back.
2 interceptions.
On Hanging with the Boys.
1 fumble recovery. Carolina Panthers. Dreams.
There is no I in Dallas. There is no I in Hart either. No I in Blue Star or in Lone Star for that matter. And there's no I in how about them Cowboys? Smirnoff knows there's no I in football. Football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks, home or away, we rally together. We cry together. And we always rally cry together because there's definitely no I in Cowboys fans. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at Wingstop.com.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole made with real Hass avocados will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouthwatering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, a 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the final segment of today's show. Welcome back. That was such.
We ain't the same old things though. We ain't never the same old thing that it used to be. It's something new all the time with you junking the show.
Last segment brought to you each and every day by Jigsaw. The proud
Jigsaw,
dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
The official partner of Hanging with the Boys, the 3, 5, and 8 pump show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 pump Kurt.
Speaking of dating.
3 pump Kurt. Now you got to get up on your chair like your boy did yesterday. 3 pump.
I ain't doing that.
Two pumps in 1 week will definitely get us in trouble.
So this is a great question.
You've been full of yourself today.
No, these are all Kurt's. But it is a great question because I have the same thoughts.
Let the people know for a second.
Yeah.
Anything that comes from the rundown of this show,
Kurt.
Kurt might not say a lot, but trust and believe you me, he drives the show.
He does.
Don't think like, oh, Kurt's not saying much. No, trust me.
Kurt saves us a lot of work.
Kurt drives this show. Without Kurt, it would be
a train wreck.
Really a train wreck.
Oh yes.
Kurt gives us direction.
And I love your consistency because he will put the thumbs.
Because I want to let Kurt know I got it.
Yeah.
We know you don't look at it. We know you.
I look at it more than you think. Not look at it
but I want to make sure I give Kurt the thumbs up. Like, appreciate you, buddy.
How you know I can know you giving him the thumbs up if I ain't looking at it?
So this is also Kurt's question.
Yes.
I think it's a good question because I felt like
okay.
In the second half, the Cowboys kind of shut it down and kind of took the foot off the gas, and the play calling looked a little different. But you guys think maybe that wasn't the case. So is there any concern the whole second half of the Cleveland game? They had 49 yards, went 3 and out 3 different times, and had 7 penalties. Do you think there's going to be any carryover of that? What did they take the foot off the gas a little? And does your mentality change a little bit when you know, like, okay, we got this? Is there less try hard? Like what causes that?
I'm more nervous in the NBA when that happens than in the NFL.
It's easier when you're just runs.
Yeah, because them 20-point runs can be gone. But normally when you have a 15 to 20-point lead early in the season, you just it's about your team. Today you are the hot team early in this season. Now as the season go on, and the games get tighter and the playoff situation start to form itself, I get nervous when you do that.
Does the play calling get more vanilla or something? Or
No.
Here's what was concerning to me. I don't know if you guys watched that Monday Night Football game. I went in overtime, Detroit. And,
yes, I did.
Right.
That was Sunday night.
Sunday night, excuse me.
Yes,
Sunday night football. When you get to a point where you've gotten a lead, and normally when you've kind of like, all right, we're kind of in control, you want to start being able to, we call it the 4-minute offense.
Right.
I want to be able to run the ball at a consistent pace where it's a safe play, it's a profitable play, it's more body blows, and I'm eating up clock. When Detroit went in that overtime of that game, they had one thing and one thing only in their mind. We're going to just abuse them.
Run you over.
Mm-hmm. That's how you finish games. I think the Cowboys had nine rushes in that second half. Yeah. So that tells me that you struggle to close out the game. Now, offensively, the Browns weren't strong enough to make a run at you. But I look at those things and I go, you had 9 rushes in the second half, and you couldn't hammer it enough to put them out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, not that they were coming back, but I looked at it like that. I'm like, all right, that's where the run game is going to kind of come in and bite you in the butt a little bit.
So even Detroit was up 17-3 and found themselves down 20-17 at the end, but that you can tell that's okay. Now we're gonna close it out.
You know what I mean? It's just like, and so I look at that and go, okay, cool. I want to be able to see more of when we have to close out a game. That's the true definition of a dominant football team, is when you know the run is coming
and you can't stop it
and you can't do nothing about it. Because we don't want to put the ball in high risk situations, right? We don't want to drop back because, granted, they're still. Myles Garrett is still over there. Yeah. You know what I mean? They still have some play that can make a play, and it's a strip sack fumble for a touchdown will change the dynamic of a game. I would have liked to see the Cowboys be able to not have that many 3 and outs, to not have that few of yards, and be able to run the football at a much higher clip in the second half, to just, and maybe I'm being picky, to just show that we have the ability to do so.
So So did you think that was McCarthy calling it from the sideline, or was Dak changing it to put him into a better play? How would you look at that?
That's a great question. I didn't watch the replay with that in mind to even kind of really hone in on that.
Right.
But I would hope for Mike McCarthy was calling it from the sideline.
Oh, okay.
You know, I would hope that that's the case. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't a place where you had 8 guys in the box.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't the case. You had there were some instances where you did, and that granted, with that look, you have no choice, right? You have no choice. But hey, it's 8 guys in the box. Let's not put ourselves in a bad situation. Let's throw the football.
25 rushing yards in the second half.
With the way they look, with the multiple looks this week here, I want to make sure we understand this, and Jesse understand. Last week, our center was a helper a lot. He helped people. They do true overs and unders now. Not only in
explain to them to the people
over and unders. Like last week, they had the 2 guards covered, the 2 tackles covered, and a middle linebacker and 2 off the line linebackers, Sam and Will, strong and weak side. This week, they got both. They got that same even look, but they will move. If the tight end go to your left, they will shift over and put a guy over the center, a guy over the guard, and a guy over the tackle. We call that an over on a strong look. But if they reverse that and put the other way, we call it an under because it's to the weak side. But your center will have a guy over him, so not only in regular down and distance, but they will do that in a nickel, and they will put various different people over him. So he's going to get a plethora of people that he's going to have to deal with
So
this
instead of in the gap off of his shoulder, it's somebody helmet to helmet.
Right over.
How does that change your technique, or does it? Like, what does it do?
It changes his technique where everything is sudden. Whereas before he gets snapped, boom, take his time and get over there.
Now it's snap.
Now it's snap. You got to be popping. That one hand got to, as you bringing that ball up, that one hand got to be put somewhere.
Is that bet? Do some guys?
Some guys
that better?
excel at that when you put a guy over them because they don't have to think. They're like, I got this dude.
Right.
And then some guys, and the question is, what I noticed against the Rams, that first quick step seemed to have got him a couple of times. In a pass rush situation, who is that guy going to be? Is it going to be Cameron Jordan? Is it going to be, I don't know their names as well yet, but there are other, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Give me one of those guys, Jesse.
Gradison or Chase Young or Saunders.
Yes.
Shepard.
Yes. And you don't want a quick escape up the middle. You saw what happened to Dak, and that wasn't a quick escape last week. It's nowhere to go. You cannot escape a middle rush. And even if you get out of there and run out of there, you got to put your eyes down because it's so sudden. You got to put your eyes down to see where you're going. Whereas it's coming from the side, you glance and you can still. Is it correct there?
Yes, sir.
So is it going to be better? Do you think they'll have the offensive line, especially the 2 rookies, will have a better game now that they've had a game under their belt and they got some confidence?
Each time they should get a little better.
Or is it going to be worse because now there's tape and they can exploit what they saw on tape?
Good and bad. It's how quick they can process. These veteran guys they're going against, all of them are veteran guys. They processing, they seeing. And believe me, Dennis Allen and Clint Kubick, they see like, oh, big boy didn't get no work this week. He gonna get some work. He finna work.
Now you mean Joe Wood? Joe Wood's the defensive coordinator.
I'm sorry.
Clint's the offensive coordinator.
Sorry. Joe Wood. Yes. This is the funny thing about it. Nathan Shepard, the guy Saunders didn't play. Number 90, Brian Breeze played a lot.
First round pick from Clemson.
Yeah. So these guys are gonna be testing him. They're gonna be coming at him to see. That's why I don't think. Until these guys get 2 or 3 games of work, I don't want to say they just going to do something bad to the Saints. We already thought the Saints, before the season started, we already thought the Saints had a decent defense. They have done nothing on this film, thanks to the Carolina Panthers, to change my mind. I'm just being honest.
No, you're right.
They're probably, one of the top 3 to 5 defensive they'll face this year?
In the NFC, maybe in the NFC, because in the AFC they got some beasts over there too.
You got
Detroit, Niners,
Baltimore.
Yeah.
You got Philly, boxes on their shoulders, dog.
Okay, let me slide that back a little bit. 5 to
8.
The top half. The top half. Okay. All right, fellas. This was fun as always.
Thank you for that correction.
Yes, you got
Jesse, good seeing you. Nate, good seeing you. Kurt, good seeing you.
Hey, boy, good hit. They should put that on Good Morning NFL, boy. That's good stuff.
Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air. Jazz, thanks for keeping them company. Josh, thanks for hanging out in the back. 9/11, never forget.
Josh, you see how real show go?
Tomorrow. Oh. That wasn't me, Josh.
Yeah,
that wasn't me.
He's the one putting us on the air. You better be nice.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Well, we got rid of the last guy that took us off.
Same time, same place. Hanging with the boys. Cowboys defense, Saints offense.
We don't know I'm just playing.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!